Hi, everyone. I'm Joanna Borowski. I'm Director of Education for the New Jersey Symphony Orchestra. Judy and I are partners in crime, as it were. And I'm absolutely delighted to see you here today. I've seen some of you in person, either at camp or seminario, and it's just so much fun to see how much you've grown in the time since we were last together. And until we can be together again in person, we are so happy to be able to do masterclasses like this. And I'm excited for you to get to work with both Mr. Storck and Miss Andrade, who are our wonderful NJSO musicians. So before I turn it over to them, I just want to say a special thank you to Shanna Lynn, who is the coordinator for the New Jersey Sistema Alliance, as well as being with PMP. And thank you to Carol Burden, who's here from Trenton, and Melina Garcia, who's here from Union City Music Project, and all of the teachers who are either with us or will be signing on shortly. Judy, who do you want to start?
Jonathan, would you like to speak first?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Jonathan Storck. I've been in the orchestra a long time, and I play bass. I love the bass. I love the low tones, and I love the high tones. But I think everyone's attracted to an instrument because of the sound it makes. So you guys, you're all like, we're all a family here, cellos and basses, in the low register of the string family. So I'm really anxious to hear you all play, and turn it over to Laura.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Laura Andrade, and I am, well, I have been playing with the symphony since October, and I'm in the Colton Fellowship Program, which is specifically a program to shine a light for minorities, Black and Latinx musicians. And so it's a huge honor for me to take in the first year of the launch of the program, and I've loved it, and everyone in the orchestra is so nice, and I also love the cello, and I've been playing since I was 5 years old, so I can't remember life without my instrument. And I gotta say, I was also drawn to it because of the sound of the instrument, and because it's just so beautiful. And nothing really compares to it. So I'm just delighted to be here, and I can't wait to hear everybody.
Okay, so the first student is from Patterson Music. So Shanna, would you like to introduce your students?
Sure. So I believe first is Alaric. He is in 7th grade. He is actually one of 3 brothers that play cello in our program. So Eddie is another one, and they have a younger brother named Kevin. And they're also fantastic musicians on other instruments. They play a lot of like traditional Mexican music together. They all play secondary instruments, so they're just like the most awesome family. And they babysit Clara for me. So, so Alaric is a fantastic cellist. He's been playing with us for, I believe, 4 years. And Alaric, can you please introduce yourself and the piece that you're going to play?
Play a piece called the Geek by Bach.
Great. You can go ahead and play when you're ready. Take your time.
Is he frozen or is it just me?
Frozen. Oh no, he's playing so beautifully.
I know.
I think maybe his device is
It looks
like more than just frozen. I think maybe his device crashed.
That's okay. You know, that's the thing about this, but it's okay. So we will wait for him to come back. But meanwhile, maybe we should go to our next student just to make sure we use our time productively. So the next we have Tiffany. Is she here?
Yeah, Tiffany's here.
Yes, Tiffany is also a Patterson Music Project student. And she actually started on viola and then she switched over to bass a couple years ago, or last year, 2 years ago. Tiffany, can you introduce yourself and your piece? Tiffany is also one of 3 siblings that play in Patterson Music Project. Her other siblings play cello and violin.
There you are. Can you unmute yourself, Tiffany, please?
Okay, so my laptop is very laggy. It only started now. It's because it's really windy. So I apologize if it's like it cuts out in between.
That's okay. We'll see what we can do. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Wait, what? Seryoso.
Wow, bravo. So Tiffany, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, you have very good intonation. And if you have good intonation on the bass, everybody's going to want to play with you. So you also have a really nice flow of line. So you play this really nice melody, and you got the whole part where it switched at number 17, where it just went to 8 notes. You were playing the melody, and then it's almost like a piano playing in the right hand, dum, dum, dum. You were playing like these 2 lines. It was really great. Now, one thing you did, you were a little erratic with your tempo. Now you have some, you can take some, you can take some a little faster, a little slower, but you were kind of like coasting downhill. You said, oh, this part's like easier and I'll play it faster. And then a little harder parts, and this is what we all do. So why don't you just start again and just try to keep the tempo at a nice even flow.
Yeah, it's a habit. So do I start from the beginning?
Yeah, why don't you start right at the beginning?
Okay.
Okay, Tiffany, that was much better than the first time. That was a lot better. At number 9, you kind of you need to hold it back. That's where like you like to go ahead. So you have like these slurred 8th notes, and it's easy for you to play them faster. So just start from the pickup of, this is also in 6/8, right?
Yeah.
So it's really in 2. Each beat has 3/8 notes. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So just start at 9 and just count like that. Ba, 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 ba. Okay? Here we go. Pick up the 9. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That was it. That was really nice and steady. Let's do the pick up the 17 now. This is the same deal with 16ths, but it's separate bows. Okay?
Okay.
Here's pick up the 17. Same tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh wait, hold up. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Play that D, play your open D, and then play the high D. Just to tune it. Play your open D string. Now play the high D with your first finger on the D. Yeah, match that up with the open string, and then you're set to go. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was so good. The intonation is so good. Your intonation is so good. So here again, it's a little like erratic with your speed, like you're driving your car and you hit the gas a little and then you back it off. So again, just work on trying to keep it nice and steady. And you can even put a metronome on, practice it slow. If you can play it slow, you can play it at any tempo you want. So if you have click, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I would suggest doing it slower than you want to first, just so you can get in line. Once you put it on the metronome, it really kind of tells you a lot. You say, oh, I speed up there. Oh, I'm too slow here. So just get that metronome, and really that's all you need because your intonation is so good. And you can tune that D with the open string. Any string you can match with an open string. It'll get you back on a nice pitch. You did really well. Bravo to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's great. Let's see. Do we have, let's see, I know in the list, on the list is, we're going to Edier. Are they back? I don't see them actually.
I think they are trying to reset their router. Their Wi-Fi
Okay.
was cutting in and out.
Okay, so maybe we should go to Jose. Is he here?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, this is like my first time actually joining the class. I don't really know what you guys are playing right now. This class I might not be able to play. The next one I'll be prepared. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. No problem. We're glad you're here. So let's see. Next, who do we have? Is my list not clear? Sorry, give me 1 second.
I think Lucas is next.
Lucas, there we go, Lucas. There you are. Are you ready for this? Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Wonderful. Lucas, I'm going to stop you there. That was so beautiful. I didn't want to interrupt, but I really enjoyed that. I see that you have a really nice legato. I loved your sustained notes, and I loved how you played those trills. They were very sweet. Do you have a music here just so, because I'm going to be saying a couple things about that. Okay. So if you notice, Vivaldi is very specific about his dynamic markings. And I think because this is largo and it's low, we really want to make it as interesting as possible so that the listener doesn't, right? And so the beginning is mezzo piano, and we have these hairpins, right? And these hairpins, we can throw our sounds and come back away from the original dynamic. And then in the third bar, we go all the way to mezzo forte. So would you want to start from the beginning again and show me your best dynamics?
Okay.
Oh, that was so lovely. Very nice. I really liked it. I would even do more. Because I think when you're actually doing it, what people tend to hear is not really what you actually think you're doing. So you kind of have to go outside of your comfort zone a little bit. So I would even say, come away, growing and coming away. So I do this by using more bow, because the more bow you use, the more sound you create. And to create less sound, you use less bow. So I think you can afford to have that variety. So that applies to pretty much everything from beginning to end. Do you want to play the next section?
Okay.
Bar 6.
Okay.
Remember the dynamics here. Same things apply. Very nice. Can we isolate this one bar, bar 9? I think we could be a little bit more careful on our shifts there because we're going from first position. This is bar 9. Shift all the way to F. So we're just trying to be as organized as possible. So before you play a new note in a new position, make sure you've landed there first before playing it. There's a lot to think about, but you kind of have to be thinking in slow motion. You want to try just that bar, bar 9?
Okay.
Yes, that was great. The F was very good. Just one rhythm that I think you should be cautious of. That same bar. You see the tie note? Sorry. And so we want to make sure we hold the tie long enough so that we really feel where that fourth beat is, right? I think you're cutting it short just by 1/8.
Okay.
So it's helpful to feel the pulse internally as you play it. And then let's see what comes up next. Do you want to, how about we play bar 9 one more time, being cautious of that new rhythm, the fixing of the rhythm, and then keep going.
Okay.
Nice. Actually, so I have actually a fingering recommendation here. I noticed you went from 2/4, which is good. Just make sure when you play the next note for the trill, you're shifting that half step. That you're really feeling the distance between F and E, right? We're in second position here. Can you play that slow?
Okay.
That was so perfect. Keep going.
Okay.
Beautiful. Great. That was so lovely.
Great job, Lucas. I'm so sorry. One more minute. I know everyone's internet is going in and out, so hopefully we might actually have more time to come back to some of these students, but I just want to make sure that before we move on to someone else, maybe Jonathan has something to say as well before we move on to Sabrina.
Laura covered it all beautifully.
Yes,
Well, in that case, Lucas, you have one more minute.
Lucas, that was really great playing. I really loved it. So I guess if I were to just sum up what I want you to take away is to really be very cautious of those dynamics, because ultimately that's what tells the story of this movement. And so when you use less bow, usually it's quieter. And for pianissimos, they're supposed to be very sweet. So no need to spend too much bow, but feel free to use a bow as much as you'd like when it gets to louder sections, and it'll sound really, really that much better. So great playing.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
So next we have Sabrina. Let's see, Sabrina, I'm sorry, I don't know where everyone's from. So maybe Sabrina's teacher, let's see.
Yes, Sabrina is from Union City Music Project. He's my student. She's in 9th grade, and she's gonna perform Simandl number 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. You all tuned up, Sabrina?
Yes.
Great. So just pick a nice tempo that you can flow right along. You know, just a nice andante tempo. That's what. Start right at the beginning. Sabrina, so nice, so nice. You know, I couldn't hear a lot of Judy. Could you hear her play?
Yeah, we're having a little trouble when you go to some of the register. Sabrina,
Yeah.
can you try maybe just back up a little bit and try, or maybe it's either too close or too far. Let's see.
I wonder if she's too far.
Yeah. Should we maybe go a little closer, Sabrina? Can we try that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you try it, please? I'm sorry. Just pick a spot that's a little softer.
Just pick. Why? You see where all the eighth notes start right at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you start right there on the on that E where all the eighth notes start?
Okay.
Good, good, good. So that very last note, that F, that, yeah, so what's going to be really important in half position, the stretch is unbelievable between half notes on the bass. The string length is so big that you want to really point your first finger back like that. And when you're going over to the E string to play that low F, if you can move your elbow around, so you play F, F. Just play those last two octave Fs for me. That was in tune. Did you hear that bottom F? It was really in tune. So when I go to the bottom string, my elbow here, it kind of comes around. Kind of lead with my elbow to play on the bottom string. So that was so good. Up, where did you go? You went away. I gotta find you. There you go. So that was
Sabrina,
good.
I'm sorry. Sabrina, let's make sure you are not muted so we can hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, the first time you played the 16ths at the end, somehow you got onto an up bow. It's going to be, just put a down bow. So whatever happens, even take another down bow. So all those last 16ths start down. Dun, 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 dun. Now, you have one of the straightest bows I've ever seen. Your bow is like so straight. I'm always like looking in a mirror. So, because a lot of times the bow comes up, I said, oh, I got to point the tip down. But do you work in a mirror at all?
Not much.
Not much, but you have a very good sense of keeping the bow really straight. Another great thing that you do is you have your up bows into the string. So the up bows are nice and solid. They sound just like the down bows. Let's go back just to right before those last 16ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 bars before those 16ths. It's an E and a D flat. Oh, sorry. So, can you play those two notes for me? The E and the D flat. Okay, now you got to stretch that pinky up a little more, just so it's a little higher for the D flat. That's it, that's it. So I'm going to start right there because this whole line is very interesting because you got to go down then the half position for the B flat. So start right there with the E. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That was really good. You're shifting up to that D beautifully. Let's go back. The ending is really good. I don't have numbers. So let's go from the beginning. Let's just go. Let's count some bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go to the 9th bar. So you're down in half position. All this is half position. Nice big stretch. From E to F to G. Gonna have that big, nice hand position. So let's go from the 9th bar. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That was really good. Let's go. Let's go from the 9th bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15th bar. Okay. Go from 15. Here we go. Go a little faster. Well, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I lost you. There we go. I had to change. Your screen went away. Really good intonation. You have excellent intonation. You're keeping that big hand position and half position. It's the biggest one. So, and you're shifting very nicely too. You're doing everything really well. So you have a very good sense of time, very steady. Anyone would be happy, really happy to have you play in the orchestra, right? Yeah, I mean, really, really good. You just have to realize that you're playing a bass that takes up like acreage, you know? It's like, you know, the violins are, you know, even the cello is, they can play half steps with every finger. You're really covering a lot of territory, and just keep your fingers on the string when you shift. So if you're shifting up to a D, keep your finger on. You release the pressure, but you keep your finger on the string and you're always sliding. So you never pick your hand up in the air. You're doing that nicely, very nicely too. But I really like how you're keeping your bow on the string. Can you just play me an F scale? Can you play a 2-octave F scale?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, just how about this tempo? So you're going to start at that big hand position, and then you're going to shift, and the notes are going to get closer together. Okay? Here we go. F major. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. That was so good. That was really good. That was really good. So, you know, going up on the string, going down on the string, opening up down here, notes get a little closer together here. Can you just do the second octave? Start with the second octave for me, going up. Really, really nice, Sabrina. You're playing so well. You're working hard. You've got a really good teacher. Nice job. It was really great. You're doing everything well.
Great job, Sabrina. Before we move on to the next student, Laura, would you like, do you have anything you want to say to Sabrina?
Oh, I really enjoyed it. I have to agree with Jonathan. She's really
Great job, Sabrina. All right, so we're still having a little trouble, unfortunately, with Eddier's family's intranet. I know he's desperately trying to come on, so we'll keep trying him. But for now, let's move on to our next student. So that's Nala. Is that how you say your name? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly.
It's Nyla.
Nyla, hi. So who's Nyla's teacher? We would love to talk.
I'm here. I'm
Hi.
also the teacher. Yeah, I'm Maria Gabriela Figueroa. And also the teacher of Lucas.
oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Lucas is 11 years old or 12. I don't know. Oh, and Nyla has 11 years old. She's from UCMP. She's gonna play Luli Gabot. And what else?
Thank you.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Woo! Great playing. I really enjoyed that. You went right through it with no problem. You those were a lot of notes too. So I have to say there's not really much that needs fixing really, but I think that we can think about it in a way that's will make things easier perhaps. So let's see the articulation. That's the one thing I noticed. Notice how that we have very specific notes that have dots over them, right? Which means they're staccato. For instance, just the upbeats. So we had to have those as a contrast with the quarter notes that do not have the dots, right? So they really had to come out, and so we had to use very much pickier, not intonation, articulation in the bow. So it's kind of short, long. And this is more legato. Short, long. I think that'll really give it more character. Because if you see it at the beginning, it's marked con grazioso. Grazioso means graceful or elegant in style. So I think that comes from the articulation. I don't know why I keep wanting to say intonation. Your intonation's great. Really enjoyed that. Do you want to try from the beginning? Really making those staccato notes. The short notes are great. I love the short. I'm getting very specific with you here. Can you play the first three notes? Short, long. Yes. Can you play the first two bars plus the first note of the third? Yes, that's the idea. That's the exact idea. So I really enjoyed it when you did it that last time. Let's do it again and keep going this time.
The whole piece?
Just start from the beginning and then keep going, and then I'll stop you. That was awesome. Going after the cello slip. That was fun to watch. But what was I gonna say? So I think that we can afford to play this slightly slower, just a hair, because then we can really hear the smaller notes and the eighth notes and the key. So how about instead of starting it, we start it. So it's a very, very slight difference in the tempo, but I think it'll help, especially when we get to, let's see, pick up to bar 9, when we have new musical. It's like we have to 60 on a thicker string that we want to have it a lot of clarity. I would call it clarity because it's not as smudged or unclear. Can we try from bar 9? The pick up into it. So the 2 beats before bar 9. Yes, almost. So the tricky spot is those 16th notes, right? You have to think of your left hand kind of. So we're always the rhythm in our left hand is always very clear. Ta 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 ta, 2 1 2 1, and then the same for the next 16th notes. 4 open 1. So it has to be very clear and coordinated here. You'll think of your left hand as a percussion unit. It's always precise, and it has a strength on its own. So let's try it again. Can you play bar 9 again? The same thing, but play it a little bit slower. So like this. Can you play it that way? Yes, yes. You actually have more time than you think to play the 16th note. So do you want to try just those notes? Almost. So I'm hearing instead of oops. It helps to just take it back a few notches, and that's how I practice it. Nice and slow. Can you try those 3 notes? Up, down, up. Opposite bowing. Up, down, up. Yes, yes. So let's do it again from bar 9, and then keep going, and then I'll stop you. That's great. One thing, so I think I mentioned playing it slower. I think you're very much used to playing at the faster tempo. You have a good sense of pulse, like it's very steady, which I really liked. But if you could play it just a few metronome clicks slower, then we can allow for the piamoso. If you see the piamoso is written in bar 21. Piamoso means slightly faster. And so once we get to that part, it'll be much easier to play because the section before isn't quite as fast. But I think you get the idea. Do you understand what I mean by playing it a little bit slower than what you had done? Is it clear? Just for that part. Just playing it just a little bit slower so it's a little bit more manageable. For now, how about we play bar 21, right where we stopped.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt 1 minute, and I'm gonna try Edier's family in a little bit.
Great.
Can I start again?
Yeah, you can start over, no problem. Yes, that was great. That was great. So I think that's definitely playing no faster than that. I think for now it's really good to make sure that we have within a slower tempo. So make sure we just practice it slowly, and that we can vary those dynamics from the short, short, long, short, short, long, 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 long. And it will really, really carry into the character that we're going for. But you play the cello very, very well, and you're on a really great track. So I'm very impressed. Great job. Great playing.
Thank you so much.
Great
Can I
job,
say
Jonathan.
one
Yes,
thing?
please, Jonathan.
Yeah, it's so much fun to hear you play because you're having fun when you play. It's just joyful. So what Laura was just saying about the third note being long, don't be in a hurry to get off of it. It's not about speed. It's just finding this nice groove. Bum, 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 da, da, da. You know, just don't be in a rush. You've got all the time there is, nice and steady. And slow is good. I'm a big proponent of practicing slow, just like Laura. And you can play any speed you want. Beautiful playing, really fun.
Thank you. That was really great advice.
Great. Great job. So let's see. I believe Jose has decided to play. Do I see you?
Yep. I'm gonna start.
Hey, there you are.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Jose is also from Union City Music Project. He's in 8th grade, and he's gonna perform C Mandel number 1 in C major.
Okay, I can't find him.
Yeah, Jose, you're gonna need to unmute and turn on your video, please. There you are.
Oh, there he is.
Is that a good angle, or do I need to change? Because
Up, went away.
is this a good angle, or?
Sure, go ahead and play a few notes.
That's fine. You're playing Samantha 1 or 2?
Samantha 1, please.
Samantha 1, great. Okay, this is nice and forte, C major. Nice big sound. You tuned up? You tuned up, Jose?
Yep.
Okay. Let's pick a nice easy tempo. Okay, start whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Okay, Jose, you play so in tune. That's so beautiful. All the bass players today are playing so in tune. I can't believe it. You could all play in my orchestra, that's for sure. So, you know these dotted 16ths that you just played?
Yep.
So you gotta put, it's got a slur, you know, dotted A16th with a slur. You have to put a little bit of space and then keep the bow pressure on the string. So you cut that dotted eighth a little short, you put a little space so you can articulate the next note. So you see the bar we're talking about?
Yep.
Okay, good. Just play that nice and slow like that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right? Try that, right on that D.
The D? Or?
Yeah, you can start on the F. But we're gonna slow. 1 and 2. Right there. Good, good, good. So count like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in 8 now.
There do I go?
Yeah, just play it. Here we go. 1 and 2 and. Yeah, so it's like this. 1 and 2 and 3. Let's go back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars before that. Okay?
Okay.
You can start right there. Really, really good. The dotted A16ths were perfect, and you're counting everything, and you're really, really solid with your time. Why don't we go on from there? Let's go to the next part.
Okay. Jose, that was so good. You played the hard part so well. So when you're up there and you're playing, you went right to the high E. Can you play those octave Bs for me?
You see where that is?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Now, then when you play the next note, D, with 1, and you're going to cross over to 4, just bring your, our pinkies are short. And if you kind of reach for the B, it's kind of flat. But if you bring your arm around, it plays it a little higher. So when you're crossing over to the B, just think of bringing your arm around a little, and that keeps the B nice and in tune. Let's start with those octave E's, okay? You nailed that. Right there. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a note that could be a little higher in pitch. So just bring your elbow around a little bit. Just play the D and the B for me. Yeah, that note needs to be a little higher, so just kind of stretch that pinky up, play a little higher. There it is, that's better, that's better. Can you play from the E octave now? Okay, that's too high now. No, that was too high. Let's start again with the E. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's do the next one now. Same thing with the pinky for that C. Let's start with the open G and go up to the F.
Okay.
All right, that was so good. Now everybody probably heard the intonation was like just so good there. Good. You're keeping very good time. That was the hard part there, and you kind of aced that. Let's get down to later on. Let's start from the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars from the end. Okay?
From the end of the last page?
End of the piece. Yeah, the whole end of the piece. Okay, the intonation got a little out. Let's do it slow and 2 and 4. Really count the little eighth notes. Feel those eighths coming. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. You can play those all separate, and you can leave a little space so you can get the bow in the string. In the string. So, in the string. In. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, in the string. Good. Yeah, the intonation just went left, but the first part that we were talking about was really good. Let's start from the G natural. You're going up by half steps. You're going up chromatically. Just go nice and slow from the G natural. Then there's a whole step. All right. Start right from the G.
Good. And that last C, play that bottom C for me.
C?
Yeah, start with the top. Go a little lower on the low C. A little lower.
Is that without it?
Yeah, play all three. There you go. That was it. That was it. Nice job. You sound great, man.
Great
Keep
job.
up with the work. You have a really good sense of time, and you're playing everything really nice and strong. You're a really good bass player. Nice job.
Great job, Jose.
Just keep counting, man.
Laura, is there anything you would like to add before we talk about some other students?
No, I really enjoyed it. I particularly liked the sound that you make. It sounds very, very big and wholesome, which is what we all want in a bass player. So great playing.
Okay, thank you.
Good job, Jose.
Thank you, guys. I want to circle back because unfortunately, it looks like Eddie's family is not able to join us due to technology issues. So we have a little time. I know, Lucas, you didn't play a lot just now. Would you like to play again? Or anyone else that, who played earlier has some other things on to share with our musicians? Or if you have any questions for our musicians, we would love to hear you. I know I don't want to put any pressure on anybody. If you're okay, you're good. But if there's anything else that you want to talk to our musicians, this is the time. Feel free. Tiffany, Lucas, Sabrina, anybody?
I know I asked Lucas to only choose one movement of his piece because, we were afraid that we would be short on time. But Lucas, maybe you could play the other movement if you want to play the third movement.
Okay.
Yay! Wow. So amazing. Really fantastic cello playing. I have to say, it was very, very well done, especially for not having not knowing this today. I would just let's start from the beginning. Do you have any questions for me first of all? Like what about this movement you find challenging, or you think could be better?
Oh, the shifting. There's a lot of shifting.
Okay. Yeah, I think shifting is always a challenge for us because we're always going from one place to the next very swiftly. But I thought your shifting was very good for the most part. So let's see though, because maybe we can get to that. Looking where just let's just start from the beginning from now on. Start one more time, and let's notice before you get to the bar 4, there's a big forte, right? And there's these letters next to the forte that say mark, which is short for marcato, which means it's supposed to be quite literally marked and separate and very strong. And I think you may have gotten tricked up in the bowing there. I think you had accidentally done it opposite bowing. But we actually want to be on the long beats, we want to be on a down bow. So we have this downward motion of feeling grounded. Let's start at the beginning. Nice. That was actually really great. I think there could be even more attention to the downbeats of each bar, because the downbeats is at the peak of these little hairpins that we have, and there's a tenuto mark, the little dash at the end. So we kind of want that to be an arrival point, right? And the downbeat. So we want these down bows to be very clear. If I were to take out some of the notes, it's kind of like we're painting these bigger lines. So can we try that again, going towards those downbeats and putting more emphasis on those? Yes, yes. Actually, if you keep going from there, you arrive to a piano, right? And a crescendo. So I recommend starting with less bow, right? Gradually using more. And arriving at the big forte. So can you start as quiet of a sound as possible right at the beginning of bar 7? So I believe we're starting with the frog, right? More comfortable at the frog here. Can you try it from there? Yes, that was great. Jonathan, do you have any comments you want to share before we run out of time?
Right there where you went da da da, and the next part, you don't want to rush it. Da 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 da. Always wait for the downbeat. Ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da. Can you play that part right there? Right where you were. Yeah, yeah. Do it once more. Da da dee, da 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 da.
Okay.
Good. You might be waiting a little too long now. So you gotta split the difference. But just so he doesn't rush. You don't need to rush. Just feel the beat. Really good playing, Lucas. Beautiful to listen to. Really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Really awesome. Do you want to try it one more time if you left? At bar 7?
Where I left off?
Actually, how about we get into it? Let's go back to bar 4. We're halfway through bar 3 from here. From there?
Okay.
Great. That was awesome. That was so much closer. The tie, actually, that the second tie on this was a little bit too long that time. So I think you had to do something in between what you were doing before and just now. But that's the exact idea. Let's see. Do you want to keep going from just right when you stop?
Okay.
So actually, let me say one thing. So for the tie E, we gradually come up to it, right? And to make sure that we have the pitch in our ear before we play it. But how are you getting? I don't know if I saw your finger.
So from you.
Yeah, I think just by doing it slowly, you're able to really feel how you're shifting. So in general, when you're approaching a difficult shift or a higher note, it's good to take it lots of steps back and do it much, much slower. So I really liked the finger you did. Staying in first position. And then shifting for this G on second finger so that your fourth finger is ready to go before you even play it. But that was really lovely. Questions on that?
No, really.
Yeah, so that's my big recommendation is just always taking it slower. When you take it slower, always do it in rhythm, always in the same pulse. So we don't want to completely lose track of where our center of the beat is. So yeah, I think that's the kind of work that you should do from here. But honestly, like you have a really great ability to do it. So awesome playing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great job, Lucas and everybody. So we have about 5 minutes left. So I just want to make sure if anyone had anything, students in particular, is there anything you want to ask either Jonathan or Laura, any questions you may have? Or if there's one final thing you'd like to play, I just want to make sure everyone feels like they had a chance to do that. If you do have any questions, please do feel free to just unmute and ask. Not seeing any. You can also put them in the chat if you have a question you want to ask. And maybe while you're thinking about it, Jonathan and Laura, is there anything, any words of advice you want to leave our young musicians with around, you know, approaching music and practicing and staying motivated?
If I were to say anything, doing a little bit every day, or just doing a little every day is always better than doing nothing, right? So if we can commit ourselves to just spending 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever feels right to you, just centering on a goal or a specific musical idea. And it's good to just get our minds off things for a bit and, you know, strive for something that's much greater than ourselves and something ultimately, which is why we all do this, right? Music is such an amazing thing to have. So just keep it close and never give up, what I have to say. But,
Awesome. Jonathan, anything you want to say?
Very well said, Laura. We're all here because we love music and we're somehow attracted to our instruments, and we want to make music not only by ourselves, but together. We're looking forward to all getting together and playing in little groups again. But in the meantime, we can start to really hone our skills on our instruments. And as Laura and I were both saying, practicing slow can make you just better and easier. I like to play everything nice and slow. Then you can speed up. So all these little scales and all these little things that you can practice nice and slow always goes right into all the music we're playing. And I'm just so impressed how everyone is like feeling the music that they're playing, and they're enjoying. I think every student that played today was enjoying the music, and it just is really excellent instruction from all the teachers. You know, you're doing a wonderful job, and it's something you stay with all your life. You know, music's going to be part of you. So it was a pleasure listening to everyone and hearing you play.
Yes, for me as well, it's really nice to see all of you. It's been a while since I've been in a room full of this many people, so I have to say it is very nice, very, very nice.
We're truly together apart in this space. So a tremendous thank you to both Jonathan and Laura for sharing your words of wisdom and expertise today. And huge, huge bravo, everybody who played. We're just so proud to be part of your journey. Huge bravo to all of your teachers, and big thank you again to Miss Shanna, who really helped to put this whole thing together. And even though she had to jump off for another meeting, Judy, my colleague, who has just been the heart and soul of these master classes. So I'll certainly let her know about all the nice words in the chat. And so with that, if there are no final questions, I'm gonna, say have a great day. Happy practicing to all of you students, and hopefully we'll see you again soon in digital space, if not in person. Hopefully in person sooner than later. So thank you again.
Thank you,
Joanna. Great day, everybody. Beautiful, beautiful playing. It was such a joy to be able to listen in.